Hello, I am doing a book get to know me tag. I saw I think it's diamond painting with Laura. She did one of these. I kind of just did a in general search of book tag get to know me and found one with 20 questions and used it. There was a ton of people that had it on there, so I don't know who the original creator was, but I will put the questions down below and answer them. I was going to do this as a kit down with me, but I unfortunately hurt my shoulder or my neck. Honestly, the pain's everywhere. I can't pinpoint exactly where it is. So the less movement, the better. And this will just be a WIP and book tag. So let's get started. Number one, how many books is too many books in a series? I have no idea. Some series I think can go on forever. Like there is the vampire series from IT Lucas, and I think she's on like book 60 or something like that in it, and it's a phenomenal series. I think I read like 48 of them. And then you have series that just feel like it is time to end, like the Zodiac Academy series didn't need to be 9 books plus all of the 0.5s, which brings it to like 15 books. Like, that was unnecessary. So I think it really just depends. I mean, you also have ones like, who is it that does the, it's like a vampire series, the Brotherhood series. Oh my God. I've read like 18 of the books. Oh, what happened to my brain? J.R. Ward. Oh my God, I cannot believe that I drew a blank on that. I have read so many of that series too, and even some of the spin-off series. And it's phenomenal, and I'm not looking forward to it ending anytime soon. So that depends on the author, the storyline, the character development, the world building, and the whole shebang. Some of them are the really elaborate worlds that it just doesn't have to end. Or even if that series ends, you could have sub-stories and subplots and whatnot with that. So I guess that depends on the author, the world, and the series just in general. I guess I don't really have an answer for that one. That's kind of sad. B, C, D, E, F. Okay, and what's the next? How do you feel about cliffhangers? I love them when the whole series is done. I am an impatient person, so I don't like to wait until like for releases. Now, some books I have done that to where I went into it thinking the series was over, or there is a lot of books already in the series, so it doesn't really matter if they're not all out, or it's a continuous series where it'll kind of just never end. I can handle that, but like some cliffhangers, I can't. Like, I'm a binge reader, I'm also a mood reader. So that means like if I'm in it, I am in it, and I will binge read until my eyes fall out pretty much. And I need to be able to feed that. So if I'm really into an author at that moment and that series is not finished and it leaves me on a cliffy, I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. Not like outwardly, so and nobody sees it, but inwardly I'm going to be kicking and thrashing and being like, why the heck did I start that before it was over? You know, kind of kicking my own butt. Let's see. So I guess that's my thoughts on cliffhangers. It depends on the series and also my mood and if I'm binging or not. If I know I'm going to be binging, I try to always make sure that it is 100% a complete series. But I am still waiting on the Twisted Sisters third or fourth Darkmoor book. Supposedly it's the last one. I've been waiting 2 years for it, and I'm about to start rereading the series because why not? That cliffhanger made me throw the book. I threw the book. My husband was real confused. All right. Hardcover or paperback? Paperback. Hardcovers hurt my hands. I have really sensitive hands. They swell really bad. I think I have arthritis in them or carpal tunnel or something. They swell really, really bad, and they hurt really bad, and they lose strength, which is weird. Like every once in a while, they'll just feel like they go completely numb and I can't grip anything. And then the pain starts and it lasts like 2 weeks. My favorite book. I don't have a singular favorite book. I have favorite types of books. I have a weakness for Motorcycle Club series. I love them. I've always loved them, and I probably will always love them. There are good ones, there are bad ones, but overall, I just love that type of storyline, especially with like motorcycle. I grew up around bikers too, so it's kind of funny to see what's similar, what's not, and just the idealization of it and the storylines and the plots that are come up with are just so entertaining. So yeah. Also, I love interconnected romance series. So it's not necessarily a favorite book. It's more of a favorite genre that I could binge. My least favorite book, once again, it's not necessarily a least favorite book, it's a least favorite genre, and that is when something is labeled as a romance. I'm a romance girly through and through. I love, pretty much. But if it's like labeled as a romance or sold to me as a romance, or let's say a friend is describing it, or in this case, Grandma, this is you. You said Gone with the Wind was a romance, and that is not a romance. That woman is miserable. Anyways, good example, Gone with the Wind, I guess, or something that's supposed to be a romance or told to me was romance and is not. Love triangles, yes or no? Sure, why not? I mean, it's fiction, right? It's not real. I could handle that. And I think it's funny. I get so sucked into the drama. So there's that. The most recent book you just couldn't finish. Hot for Teacher by Whitley Cox. I have it downloaded on my Kindle, and each time I've only gotten like 35 to 40% into it. I don't know why. It seems like a well-written book. Like, I should get into it. It's just I haven't been able to. So I have DNF'd it, I think, like twice, and I just don't think I'm going to give it another chance. It's not bad. It's just, I guess I'm not in the mood for it or not into it. I don't know why. I should be, though. It's about, like, a girl who moves back to her hometown and, you know, single mom, and all of a sudden runs into one of her old teachers, and obviously it's been many years later and he's hot or whatever. Maybe it's just predictable. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Maybe the development wasn't enough. I haven't really critically looked at it yet. I just kind of tried it and it hasn't been working. Oh yeah. A book you're currently reading? I am actually rereading the how do I say it? Seraphim Academy by Elizabeth Briggs. It is the hunt to find her brother who had disappeared, and she has to go undercover into the academy to figure out. And everyone kind of thought she was just this half-bred angel human that had no magic or whatever, and that, of course, is not what she is. So no one's expecting her to, you know, come into power at all, but she has power, and it's a reverse harem, a good book. I've already read it before. It's a reread, and I know I'm going to enjoy it, and I am enjoying it. I'm already halfway through the first book, so that one. Last book you recommended to someone. It's not a specific book, but it was an author. It was J.T. Geisinger. And then I also suggested the R.L. Matthewson Neighbor from Hell series. So I guess two of them, it was two different people, both on the same day though. One was an author looking for a specific type of book to kind of not gain inspiration from, but to learn about how to write about a construction company, and the Neighborhood from Hell series has a lot of that, so I suggested that. And then the other one was the J.T. Geisinger Beautifully Cruel series. It has a lot of like the mafia trope in it and the morally gray, and it was another author looking into how to incorporate that into her book. And I use those as an example. The oldest book you have read would be Gone with the Wind. It was out June 30th of 36. And then the newest book you've read. Okay, so I am biased on this one because it is my friend's book. It's written by Tash, and it is it's Take Me There. It's the Savad Syndicate series, book 1, and it was out June 12th of this year. So I suggest you go buy it. It is really good. And the reason why I say I'm biased is, one, because she's my friend, and I have also critically read it before publication too. So she's made a lot of changes, and oh my God, the changes she made were so good. This book I have watched just come to life, and now it's on the shelves, and I think everyone should read it. And it also would support the just the independent authors and it's her debut book, and I am so proud of her, and it came out so good. Oh my goodness, so good. So highly suggest it. Go read it. It has a morally gray characters, a woman coming into her own to run the syndicate. So you have like crime and just, oh my God, it's so good. Look into it, please. I'll link it down below. Buy it. Okay. Favorite author? That's a joke. Is there anybody that can just be like, this one author is my favorite? I don't know. That's not me. I have a list. I kind of took notes on it because I could talk on it forever, and I wanted to give a significant list and not keep going because then y'all get bored. I have R.L. Mathewson. She's the one, they wrote the Neighbor from Hell series. One-click author right there. The Twisted Sisters, and by that I mean Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. They have written so many books. I feel like all they do is write, and they're just completely releasing on such a consistent schedule. It's not hard to wait for the books, except for the Darkmoor Penitentiary. I waited 2 years for this last book. I like Victoria Ashley. She's another one-click author. J.T. Geisinger, Lily Atlas. She has a really good motorcycle club series. K.L. Savage has another really good motorcycle series that I completely fell in love with. But unfortunately, they have had some scandals, and I don't know if I could order or get from them anymore. I don't know. Their apology or excuses were kind of shaky at best. I have to look more into it to see if I'm comfortable still ordering or continuing to support them. I don't know, although I did fall in love with all of their characters, their world building, and I have a soft spot for Motorcycle Club books. Lauren Blakely, K.F. Breen, H.D. Carlton, Amy Dawes. Like, I can keep going, guys, but I'm not going to. That'll be my list for right now. Oh, I also like Megan Quinn. Okay, I'm not doing this. I will keep you forever, and I'm not doing it. Buying books or borrowing books? I'm going to have to say both, because why not? If you can't borrow it, buy it. And if you can borrow it, save the money. Books are expensive. It's another really expensive hobby, especially if you're like in it and you want all of the special covers. Like, I went through a phase where I wanted to have the paperbacks, audiobook, and Kindle of all the books just because, you know, you never know when you're going to be able to read it or whatnot, or how you're going to be able to read it. But it is expensive and worth it. A book you dislike that everyone else seems to love. Akhtar, A Court of Thorns of Roses, or whatever. I have tried to read that first book like 3 times, maybe even 4 times, and I just cannot get into it at all. I don't know why. I'm trying. Everyone just rants and raves about how amazing, like, their fan base is fan basing. And I can't. Maybe I'll try it again. I love fantasy. I love world building and things like that, but it's just not, I don't know why, it just isn't holding my attention. Like, I want to be as in love with it as everybody else is. Like, the way they go for these books, like, they will go hard for them. And I want to be a part of that. It's just, I'm struggling with that. And I just can't. Bookmarks or dog ears? Both. If I own it, I will bend the shit out of it. It's my book, and if I can't find something to do it, I will dog ear it. I grew up with my mom doing it, and it's just convenient, but if it's borrowed or not my book, or let's say something that's super sentimental, or like a special cover or something, or maybe even a signed book, I'll probably not dog ear it, but honestly, it's holding my spot. That just shows that the book is loved and used. Let's see. A book you could always reread. Oh, geez. It's not really, once again, a book I could reread. It's authors. I would have to say J.T. Geisinger. I have reread so many of her books. Who else? Amy Dawes. Oh my goodness. I love her writing so much, especially for like a feel good and romantic and just so good. I also love R.L. Mathewson is once again one of my favorites. I could reread the Neighbor from Hell series over and over again. I fall in love with the characters every single time. I notice different things every time. It's so well written and so good. So good. This is number 17. Can you read while hearing music? I do a lot of audiobooks, but I have to have other stuff going on while doing it. I have to be cleaning, driving, diamond painting, or doing something like that for an audiobook for me to be able to fully comprehend it. If I am physically reading, I have to be sitting like at the couch or have music or a show going on in the background. I can't have it just being silent. Like there's no way. I have to have something going on in the background for me to be able to pay attention. I don't know why, but it is what it is. One POV, point of view, or multiple. I choose multiple. I want to know everyone's inner thoughts. I like first person multiple point of views. I love it. Third person with multiple point of views is good too, but I'm a first person girly, hands down. Number 19, do you read books in one sitting or over multiple days? I'm a binge reader normally, so in one sitting, once I get started, I don't stop, especially if it's like an audiobook. Like I can finish a couple of those in one day if I don't have a lot going on. You know what I mean? If I have a bunch of stuff going on, then it's just like when I'm cleaning. But I mean, I can finish a book a day easily. And then number 20, who do you tag? No one. If you want to do this, you can do it. And I would love to hear your answers, but I don't want to pressure anyone in it. This is a diamond painting channel. I just wanted to share some of my reading preferences because I noticed that there's a lot of readers in this community and I'm always interested in doing this. And like I said, Laura, Diamond Painting with Laura, I think it is, did this and I loved her video so much that I kind of wanted to do it. Hers seemed more geared toward this year, most newest upcoming releases and what's recently blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to do more of like an introductory thing. So you can go ahead and check her out. If I remember, I'll link her down below. If not, you can look her up and she has one. It's like instead of a WIP and chat, it's like something titled like book tag, new book tag or something like that, mid-year book tag or something like that, but super good video. And it just gave me this idea to do this. So if you want to do this, tag me so I can watch your answers because I am so curious. My main favorite genres, which it didn't ask this in there, you could add it to yours, is I love romance. I love dark romance. I love morally gray. I love all of that, but I also love like the feel-good romance, the cheesy, easy to follow ones. So yeah, I'm going to end this here. Consider liking and subscribing if you like this type of content. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Also, I have my email down below. I would like to be able to share everyone's story on why this type of hobby is good for you or just as a community as a whole, how it's personally benefited you. I can keep you anonymous. And yeah, so that is diamondsandthoughts@gmail.com and I would read this out loud on the channel if I get enough responses and just share the word of how beneficial having a hobby like this could be. Yeah, so bye. Have a good day.